Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, PST possibility. The finance minister asked if it's time to consider a provincial sales tax. Guilty of manslaughter, the family of an 8-year-old girl whose body was found in a hockey bag reacts to her killer's prison sentence. And cholesterol in kids, why pediatricians now recommend 2 to 10-year-olds should be screened.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
A day after the province posted a $9.4 billion deficit in its budget, questions are being asked about how we got here and what's next. As always, Alberta's fortunes are tied directly to oil and gas royalties, which the finance minister says has to change. For more on the possible paths forward, we're joined now by CTV's Jeremy Thompson. So, Jer, another question has come up. Is it time for a provincial sales tax in Alberta?
Yeah, Matt, that idea comes up almost every budget, especially when oil prices are low like they are now. The difference this time, though, is the government actually seems open to exploring the idea. While a new tax might make sense economically, the political analyst I spoke with says Albertans aren't likely to go for it. The deficit comes down to simple math. The government is spending more money than it's earning.
Given the pressures we are facing from population growth plus inflation as well, increases for compensation and declining revenue, this situation was unavoidable.
Most of that declining revenue is because oil prices are lower than expected. Every $1 drop in the price of crude takes $680 million from Alberta's bottom line. The finance minister was asked whether it's time to bring in a provincial sales tax.
That's a conversation we can have. I don't have a mandate to pursue that at this time. You know, we're the government that cut taxes for the lowest bracket because of these affordability concerns.
This economist believes a sales tax would be bad for Alberta's brand. He'd rather the province do more to rein in spending.
We're not seeing an offset to that big spending in the bad years, or equivalently, just a decrease in spending during the good years. So we need to spend less. That's the bottom line.
Another economist, Moshe Lander, says it's not that simple.
When the government says we're running a deficit because we're spending on education and healthcare, I don't have a problem with that. That actually improves the long-run capacity of the economy. It shows that there's compassion here. It shows that people can get the help that they need when they need it. That's not bad.
Horner suggests it's time for Albertans to think seriously about restructuring taxes. Lander believes a decision about PST is one elected leaders should make.
It's not a matter of whether we want it or not. It's whether we need it or not. There is no path back to balanced budgets without finding a way to break over-reliance on non-renewable resource revenue. It's as simple as that.
I'll believe it when I see it, especially since we're 18 months out from the election.
Political analyst John Brennan says a sales tax makes sense for provincial revenue, but it's even less popular with voters than deficits are.
The cost of mortgages and rent, food, utilities, all the necessities of life. These are the concerns of the majority of people. The majority of people don't sit at home at night and thinking, gosh, that deficit is getting high.
Now, the government does have a long-term plan to get off the resource roller coaster. That's bolstering the Alberta Heritage Savings Trust Fund and, importantly, not making withdrawals. In the short term, it's finding money in other places. Provincial property taxes are up in this budget. Fines for excessive speeding and other traffic violations are too. And staying in a hotel, renting a car, and registering your own vehicle will all cost more. Matt?
All right, Jeremy Thompson live in studio tonight. Thank you. Alberta's police watchdog is investigating the death of a man who was arrested at a seniors' home this past weekend. The Edmonton Police Service says it responded to a report of an assault around 8 a.m. Saturday at a shared living facility near 129th Avenue and 119th Street. Witnesses reported the man appeared intoxicated and incoherent. Police say officers tried to arrest him. He resisted. They went into medical distress. The Edmonton Police Service says paramedics were called and officers started performing CPR immediately. The man later died in hospital. ACERT says the man entered the senior's home injured, looking for help. Since his death happened after a police interaction, it will investigate the actions of the officers involved. Police say a driver who was arrested earlier this month was traveling 120 kilometers over the posted speed limit in northwest Edmonton. Last Sunday around 8 p.m., officers spotted a Mercedes on 142nd Street near 167th Avenue. It was going 181 kilometers an hour. The road's posted speed limit is 60. Police say the driver was arrested for dangerous driving and issued tickets for speeding and careless driving. 130 new federally supported rental apartments are coming to Mill Woods. Ground broke today on 2 new 4-story buildings coming to the northwest corner of Millburn Road and 76th Street. That's the former site of the Tweddle Place retail complex. The federal government is providing $34 million in low-interest loans to Regency Developments. The development will also include commercial space that can accommodate childcare centers. All units must have rents at or below 30% of the median household income in Edmonton. The ground floor suites are designed to accommodate people with mobility challenges.
When the federal government steps up with tools to accelerate construction, it's a real impact at the local level. And that's what today represents. Not just funding, but momentum. Momentum to increase rental supply. Momentum to support local trades and construction jobs.
The federal government's apartment construction loan program is helping fund more than 130,000 rental homes across the country over the next 6 years. These loans must be paid back in full. The city of Spruce Grove is celebrating a milestone anniversary with a rebrand. This is the city's first refresh in 20 years. The new logo includes a spruce tree on top of the outline of a spruce cone. The city says vibrant parks, green spaces, and a warm community spirit inspired the new brand.
When you see the video, it brings in the emotions of those strong values that make Spruce Grove what it is. So fantastic. I can't wait to see the reaction from our community.
The new branding is already on the city's website. The city says it will gradually appear on buildings, vehicles, and signs as part of regular maintenance and replacement schedules. Spruce Grove will celebrate its 40th anniversary Sunday at Heavy Metal Place with live music, horse-drawn carriage rides, and a firework display. Ice climbers from around the world are battling it out on climbing walls in Edmonton's River Valley. The final round of the UIAA Ice Climbing World Cup is happening this weekend in Louise McKinney Park. It's the third time Edmonton has hosted the event, which is the last stop on a World Cup circuit reaching 3 continents. Organizers say about 90 athletes representing 20 countries are here for the event, which features an ice wall and wooden walls.
Ice is actually too easy for the athletes, and it's not consistent. So they do the speed climbing on the ice in the middle, which will start shortly behind me. And then the difficulty is on the wooden surface.
The event ends tomorrow. The World Tour winners in the lead and speed disciplines will be crowned at the end. Well, Josh, with the temperatures outside lately, I'm sure that ice wall is surviving a little better than the ice castles did downtown.
Yeah, although we will see temperatures climb over the course of the next couple of days. Should be back into single digits tomorrow after spending the day in the mid-minus teens today. By Sunday, we're back above 0. Fairly light wind out there, so no real significant wind chill, but minus 16 to minus 18 across the region. Minus 14 will go down as the daytime high for today. Average daytime high is minus 2, so 12 degrees colder than average. This is what it looked like outside earlier with CTV drone. It's brought to you by Century Casinos. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Cloudy skies all day today, and at times a few pockets of scattered flurries. No real heavy snow, but a little dusting in a couple of areas. And it looks like just west of the city, we've got another pocket here that's going to drift through the late afternoon, early evening hours. Not going to amount to all that much, but we'll get a few more flurries or pockets of light snow in the next few hours. By 9 p.m., should be back to just cloudy skies. Temperatures will hold pretty steady in the minus 17, minus 18 range through this evening. And then by tomorrow morning, we're around minus 20. Thankfully, the wind will be fairly light, not only in the morning, but right through the day, about 5 to 10 kilometers per hour. Minus 8 for a daytime high with some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. And then back above 0 by a degree or 2 on Sunday. Will that last into next week? We'll let you know in a couple minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, RCMP lay extortion and gun charges against a man who escaped custody in Calgary.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
A woman who pleaded guilty in the death of an 8-year-old girl from Edmonton has been sentenced to 8 years in prison. Nina Napope-Dumis was killed in 2023. Her body was found in the back of a truck in Musqueam. She was in the care of Ashley Rattlesnake at the time of her death. Rattlesnake was originally charged with second-degree murder. She pleaded guilty to manslaughter. Today, she was sentenced to 8 years in prison. She'll be given 4 years credit for time she has already served in custody. We'll hear from the girl's family tonight on CTV News at 6. RCMP have laid charges in an extortion and shootings investigation that began in Parkland County and grew to include violent incidents targeting the South Asian community right across the country. Mounties say 24-year-old Jagdeep Singh was charged with extortion and firearms offenses. The foreign national was identified and arrested in Red Deer in November and then released into the custody of the Canada Border Services Agency. Police are now looking for him. CBSA says Singh escaped custody in Calgary while undergoing a medical assessment. Police say the Parkland County victims are part of the South Asian community and face demands for millions of dollars.
They did nothing wrong. They're in their home and their house gets shot at. It's I'd be pretty fearful as well, right? It's one of those things that I'd really send the message of contacting your local authorities if there's any extortion threats that they receive.
Edmonton police have arrested 2 other foreign nationals for weapons offenses. Police say they are a part of the same crime group, but not directly related to the Parkland County extortion shooting. The Alberta government is warning us about a potential measles exposure last week in Sherwood Park. It happened in the emergency waiting room at the Strathcona Community Hospital last Monday the 16th between 1:40 p.m. and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Anyone born in or after 1970 without 2 doses of the measles vaccine may be at risk. Measles is extremely contagious. Symptoms include a fever, cough, runny nose, and a rash, which usually begins behind the ears or on the face. If you develop measles symptoms, you're advised to call the measles hotline before visiting a hospital or a doctor's office. The Canadian Pediatric Society is now recommending cholesterol screening for all kids between 2 and 10 years old. CTV's Rachel Aiello spoke to a family in Edmonton that experienced firsthand the value of early screening.
What do you do? After Edmonton father Mike Heathcote was diagnosed with a common genetic disorder that can cause lifelong high cholesterol, his family decided to have their kids Haley and Ryan tested.
Finding out the kids had it was a bit bittersweet. On the one hand, no one likes to know that their kid has these sorts of health problems, but on the other hand, early intervention prevents them from going down the same path that I did.
Today, the Canadian Pediatric Society released new guidance recommending cholesterol screening for all children between the ages of 2 and 10. Guidance Mike was thrilled to hear.
It's a simple blood test, and even if the result is negative, at least you know. There's a lot more people that are affected and a lot of people that can be carriers of the gene and not even realize it.
The lead cardiologist behind the new guidance, who specializes in prevention, says plaque buildup in arteries starts in childhood and can be a key driver of heart disease and stroke.
Universal screening would permit us to find cholesterol disorders, especially genetic cholesterol disorders, and act on them in a timely and effective manner.
Doctors say high cholesterol is relatively easy to treat with lifestyle changes and, in some cases, medication. But the challenging part is finding it.
Sadly, it's a silent disease until a first event happens, and then all too often, unfortunately, it's diagnosed after a cardiac event or after a stroke.
The American Academy of Pediatrics also recommends cholesterol testing in children, but Canadian pediatricians hadn't had clear guidance until now. Dr. Corey said he hopes more widespread testing will improve the age of detection and patient outcomes in this country. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Still to come tonight on CTV News, an Olympic athlete who switched from summer to winter games reflects on her trip and competition.
I got to experience the Olympic Village. I got to experience opening ceremonies, closing ceremonies as well.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Minus 20-degree temperatures aren't for everyone, although the tiger at the Edmonton Valley Zoo doesn't seem to mind. The Valley Zoo Development Society posted a series of photos of its tiger, Amba, rolling around in the snow. It says, for anyone wondering how Amba was handling it, being minus 27 degrees last week, we think this speaks for itself. Some people commented it looks like she was enjoying the snow and wanted a belly rub.
Looks like you rolling around.
I'm glad somebody was enjoying the snow out there, Josh, in the cold weather, because it's not for me. I'll take a belly rub, but the cold weather's not for me.
Can't win them all. There is not a lot of heavy snow on the way, but some light snow falling right now as you look through the River Valley Skycam. It's brought to you by Action Furnace Fix Writer. It's free. Minus 16 currently in Edmonton after hitting a high of minus 14 early this morning. Most of this afternoon, we've kind of leveled off at around minus 15. So really not a lot of change to temperatures through the course of the day. Mid-minus 20s in Fort McMurray all afternoon. It's been close to minus 20 in Lloydminster, Grand Prairie. High levels been in the minus 20s. You actually have cold warnings in effect across much of the north as wind chill overnight tonight into tomorrow morning will be in the minus 40s. Right now, you're around minus 30 or even into the minus 30s in Fort McMurray. There's the snow that's drifting through the Edmonton area right now. Not really heavy, but you're going to get another dusting similar to what we've had through parts of the city earlier in the day today. It's coming down a little heavier, though, off to the southwest and then here through southeastern parts of the province and north of Calgary. Snowing and blowing as well in through the Red Deer region. I think Red Deer, you're probably going to get out of the snow here by mid to late this evening. But this snowfall warning for areas further to the south and especially the southeast will probably hang around into tomorrow morning. As far as the cold warning, Fort McMurray, Fort Chipewyan, High Level, and Peace River regions. Nordegg, Icefields Parkway, you're also under that snowfall warning. But I think those areas will probably see the snow taper off overnight tonight. By early tomorrow morning, should be just cloudy skies. Here in Edmonton, we'll see some clouds to start the day, then sunshine in the afternoon, and maybe a few patchy clouds Sunday morning. Most of the cloud cover, though, and the snow will be across northern Alberta. This will not be a really heavy dump of snow like you've had in some areas over the past few days, but you will see a bit more snow as this cold front presses south. Here in Edmonton, we're on the warm side and into some sunshine Sunday afternoon, but temperatures will slip a little bit on Monday, Tuesday, back to about the minus 2, minus 3 range. Minus 31, Fort McMurray tomorrow morning. Same for Peace River, minus 34, high level. Of course, in those areas, a little bit of a breeze is all of a sudden going to make it feel in the minus 40s. Minus 12 to 14 range for daytime highs tomorrow afternoon across the northeast. Chance of some ice fog in Grand Prairie and minus 9 by tomorrow afternoon. Closer to minus 5 for Whitecourt, Edson. Jasper gets close to the freezing mark tomorrow with mostly cloudy skies. And about minus 8 to minus 10 for Red Deer and off into east central Alberta. Here in the city, we'll slip to about minus 20, but wind stays light, so no real significant wind chill. Minus 12 by lunchtime and then back into single digits. Minus 8, minus 9 range through the afternoon hours tomorrow. Plus 1 or 2. With some sunshine on Sunday, although still a little chilly in the morning there at minus 15. Chance of some light snow Monday, highs of about minus 2. Monday, Tuesday, will drop to minus 6 on Wednesday and then get back above 0 to close next week with another chance of some snow Friday of next week. So one more chilly day tomorrow and then a lot warmer for the back half of the weekend.
All right, Josh, thank you. Local Olympian Kelsey Mitchell is recovering after her third Olympics, which was also her first Winter Games. In Italy, she traded her bike for a bobsleigh.
They're longer than I've ever been with cycling. I got to experience the Olympic Village. I got to experience opening ceremonies, closing ceremonies as well. Got to go watch some other sports. And so it was definitely more of a Olympic experience.
Taking a break from her usual sport of cycling, Mitchell competed in Milan on Canada's bobsled team. While she's had a lifelong interest in the sport, she didn't start seriously training until last July.
Back when I was like 21, my parents, for a birthday gift, got me to ride down the Calgary track for bobsleigh. And that was my first time thinking like, oh, maybe I could represent Canada in a different sport. 10 years later, to be able to actually go to the Olympics and represent Team Canada in bobsleigh, which was the original sport that I had wanted and believed I could be successful in, is like pretty special.
Mitchell and her teammate placed 13th. When we return, gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon still going strong 30 years later.
It's like a piece of your childhood. You're reliving the collecting experience with the person in front of you.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Programming brought to you by Leading Ladies of Broadway with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Coming up on CTV News, from stinky plants out of this world exhibits. Tonight at 6, a look back at the history of the Matark Conservatory. Plus, former U.S. President Bill Clinton in the hot seat over his relationship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And why safety has become a real issue in libraries across the country. Those stories and more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. Pokemon is celebrating 30 years today. From cards to games and collectibles, the multi-billion-dollar craze is still going strong. CTV's Tyler Fleming reports.
It started as a Nintendo video game and a story.
It's about Ash, who's going through his journey of getting badges and catching all the Pokemon.
The battling pocket monsters grew into worldwide success and a culture all on its own.
It's really evolved.
From cards and collectibles to movies.
Oh, I've been a fan since I've been a kid. Just grew up with it all the way through. This is already like our restock.
30 years later, Pokemon still has a devoted fan base.
It's like a piece of your childhood. You're reliving the collecting experience with the person in front of you who has the cards every single time. So a couple cool items here.
And at Denerion Games and Cards, co-owner Danielle Levine is stocked with thousands of treasures.
I like to compare it to sports cards. It's the best way I find to get people who aren't in the hobby to understand what it's like.
Sean Newcomb has been collecting all his life. Today he's buying and opening this high-level box set.
There we go.
A water Pokemon. A quick check on its value.
He is worth $86.
Not bad. These cards can be worth a fortune.
We did have a first edition Charizard that we traded about a year ago. It's about $15K.
The Pikachu Illustrator, a rare 1998 Japanese Holy Grail card, sold this month at auction for a staggering and record $16.5 million.
And I want in on the action.
This is like a 25-cent card.
Come on, don't thunderbolt me on this.
I can't budge. I'm sorry about that.
While this card has no trading value, Pokemon is the highest grossing media franchise ever. The Pokemon world consists of 1,025 characters.
This year marks the Pokemon series' 30th.
And on this day, its creator Satoshi Tajiri announced more to come.
That will be the beginning of the 10th generation of Pokemon. Live streams here in the shop.
Across the city, like many game and card shops, Denerion is hosting weekend events.
An open play and a trade night here at the shop with more giveaways.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
That's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.